cure they most desire. Great minds against themselves conspire, and shun the cure they most desire. Fate your wishes doth allow. Empire growing, pleasures flowing, fortune smiles, and so should you. Our deep vaulted cell, the charm will prepare to dreadful a practice for this golden
Hello, and woof afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the stream. As it happens, today is a lovely Wednesday, and as it happens with most Wednesdays, we do things here in the stream. Hopefully good things. And also welcome one of four. So early here today. And what is this nice music? It's ambient music from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I guess that maybe one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds and games in general. It's so good, so beautiful, so delightful, and the soundtrack is amazing. I have certainly gone on and on about the soundtrack for this game in the past because it's composed by Austin Wintory, the guy who made this soundtrack for many other games such as Journey, Abzu, the Banner Saga, and another big release of this last few years. I don't remember which one. But anyway, hello there, also Tenor Fox, welcome to the stream. It's Wednesday, my dudes, it is indeed. How you doing? And also, other than the both of you, welcome everyone else. Wolf morning, or rather Wolf afternoon, and welcome to the stream. lovely ladies and gentlemen, friends and newcomers alike. Today I decided that we're gonna be doing more art. I'm not entirely sure which art we're gonna be doing though, because there's quite a few. But a thing I do want to do is do more productive work, so I want to start sketching up a little bit of the art for the comic cover. Because I have begun a new comic, and you guys probably have heard about that. And for weird reasons, instead of doing the cover first, I decided to start the comic and do the cover now. So there we go. And also, hello there, Neck. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for lurking. So now we are actually definitely gonna be doing the cover art for this new comic that I'm doing. So by default, the title is gonna come there, my name on top there, because currently I'm the only person doing this comic. So I'm even gonna go and set these layers into, set the title into a title layer and have another layer just for sketching. So I'm gonna try and do a crazier style of sketching today. I suppose that some of you have perhaps seen a couple pages of this comic already over on my galleries. There's 3 pages of it so far, but one of those pages pretty much just a placeholder, so there's in fact 2 pages going on, and they show this more or less industrial setting with like steam train and people wearing more classical formal clothing. So a thing I have thought for this cover is for there to be like a guy, kind of like a family portrait, where a guy is sitting on the family patriarch is sitting on a chair, posing for the camera with a straight back and resting his hand on the shoulders of one of his sons. Might even go and look for some references as well. But anyway, how are you doing today, 104? And you too, Tenor Fox, and you too, Neko, if you're still there. How have you guys' days been thus far? I want to first say daddy and son. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what this is. And I'm gonna look for the references already, because trying to go in blind is not very helpful. I'm gonna get this picture here going on already. Let me look for others as well. I just googled it for Victorian family portrait, and a lot of results came in. some are paintings, some are actual photographs. I guess that this tree ought to give me enough framework to work with for now. In fact, this one is nearly perfect. This one is almost exactly what I need and want. Too bad that it's kinda too wide for the format of the cover. And also, hello there, Tiger. Welcome to the stream as well. And do you said that you think it's interesting, and I mean, I want to believe it is as well, but I'm not 100% sure about this idea. It's just that I tried to think of something that would work for the context of this comic, but I couldn't think of a better idea. But I think that this one does it more or less well. Sketches. And haunting music, it's yeah, it's one of the many tracks that play in the soundtrack for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They have some very delightful vocals, and they're going out of control with these oboes and the violins. Well, this song doesn't have violins, but I don't think it does. I think it's just the oboes. But anyway. And Tiger says, is this for the cover? Yes. Theoretically, when making a story or whatever, you start by the cover, but I was a fool and didn't. So instead of drawing, literally tracing, let's get the body in place. I think it's more important. To get the body first. Because I may end up changing this pose a little bit. Not a whole lot though. But this is kinda like I had pictured it. For whatever reason, he's sitting in the chair, but he's not. His legs are not like they're not straight and parallel. There, one leg is ahead, and the other is kind of bent back, but to the side as well. And then we have the father. Hello there, Meteor. Here we have the Meteor, also posing. Next up is the kids. I think I'm gonna have them on different parts of the of the picture to make it a little bit more vertical and less horizontal. I'm gonna see if I can even do that. I have to find me some to be slightly creative here with how I'm gonna put the kids in the portrait. But anyway, how are you doing today, Tiger? How has your day been thus far? Is it still snowing over there? Because my dog over here, it's incredibly hot. Still. And you guys would better be prepared because I will never stop complaining about the heat. None of these other pictures have I guess I have a better idea now. I'm gonna pick this girl here in the side, push her further into the middle, and have the guy standing up, kind of like in this picture here, or this one here. Wow, this one here is actually pretty dope, so I'm gonna go with this one. This is a painting though, so but it works, doesn't it? By the way, yes, because of the tone of the cover and the comic as a whole, I decided to have the music that is playing now for inspiration as well, instead of having, you know, the cool coffee shop music going on. I decided to have this more I don't even know what genre of music this is, but have this playing anyway. Once again, one leg more so in front of the other. Also, this painting is incredibly dark. It's hard to see what's going on with it. Brightness up, contrast up. There we go. Now it's lit, and I still cannot see anything. But sure, now I have a more or less a portrait for the father. I have to resize him. In this one, I'm gonna remove him from the picture, literally. And now illustrate the kids, but closer. And Tiger says, nope, not at the moment, but it's still cold. Well, I would imagine it is. And Bone says, Arts, good morning, Doug. How are you, Doug? I'm doing good. It's well, it's a very hot day today, but I'm excited. I have started writing the script for the second scene in my new comic. It's coming along slow, but it's coming along, and that's what matters. And I don't know, I am enjoying writing this part. It's very interesting because this is a part of the comic that I have been really looking forward to doing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a web comic strip that is kind of satirizing web comics themselves. It's like, I'm gonna do a web. How is it like doing a web comic? It's this person saying, whoa, I can't wait to draw this scene in about 400 pages in. Because doing comics is pretty much that. It's you thinking this or that one very cool scene that you really want to do, but then you have to fill in the blanks between that scene and whatever you are right now. So that's what I'm doing. But when I first conceived this comic, I had this idea for. I kind of don't want to spoil it, especially because it's such a changing what you guys are seeing thus far. But it's pretty much two characters making escape of sorts, and I have been, and this is a scene that I had thought of way too long ago, like years ago. I had thought of this scene, but it was different in the characters that were the character that was running. The characters that were running / escaping were the same characters, but the circumstances were different. And as time went on, I kind of changed it. But now I have the scene set in stone. And now I know exactly what I want to do with it, and I'm finally going to go and do it. And this is exciting. It's a 7 pages scene, I think. No, it's. Is it 7? How many have I wrote? No, it's 6 pages long. Like, I could extend it to 7, but it's 6 pages long. And Oni says, "Oh, my dog, Art." Yes, it's Art indeed. And Bones will say that that's good, dog. You're judging me. Don't judge me, Bones. And you said, "Oh, you're intrigued. If you're excited about it, you're looking forward to it. Toy it, rather." And one of us says, what is that background noise? It's like you're fiddling with some weird paper. Bones got it right. I'm eating candy. And Oni says, "His dog crunching on chips, which he won't share." I can't share, even if I wanted to. I can't, and I won't. But my lion, he bought me some sour gummy worm candy, and it's delicious, and I love those. I was opening up the pack to eat while I keep illustrating this part here. But anyway, tell me, how are you doing, Bones? Or rather, Kevin. And you too, Oni. How are you doing today? I'll have the both of you spent your Tuesdays, and how has your Wednesdays, or your days of the weddings, been thus far? What sort of shenanigans have you been up to? The cool thing about this picture here is that it's kind of cropped, but there's no legs going on, and I'll have to, because of the way this cover is coming up, I'm gonna have to go and draw these legs, as it turns out. So, well. It's gonna get fancy. And Bones, I said that you're doing alright. Busy. Why are you so busy, Bones? Is it because of work again? I'm munching on them gummy worms. So good, dog damn. Cause like, there's 2 brands of gummy worms, sour gummy worms here. There's one brand that is like, the gummies are very sour, but their consistency, their texture is kind of all over the place. It's kind of dried, sort of gummy. But this one here, it's not as sour, it's sweeter as well. But dog damn, this gummy is perfectly gelatinous and chewing this feels so good. Like dog damn. Like, I almost kind of wanna approach my face to the camera and munch these gummy worms. I mean, not the camera, the microphone. And munch these gummy worms at the microphone. But we can't do that. You guys are not approving of the ASMRs. Besides, that's disgusting, so I'm not gonna go and do that. But dog damn, this is some good gummy worms. Also, girl, what the hell is wrong with your hand? I can't make it out as well. All these old pictures are so weird. Bones will say, please don't. It'll sound like knob schlobbing, and this is a pure Christian stream. Is it though? I mean, if you say it is, it must be. But I wouldn't trust that. I wanna force this. You like to hear to some knob schlobbing. Well, I am unfamiliar with what knobbing schlobbing even means. If you guys could enlighten me, it would be delightful. And one of course, it's oral sex, Douglas, sucking the D like a lollipop. Oh, so that's what knob schlobbing means. You will forgive me if I don't know what that term means. I know Portuguese terms for that, but I don't know English terms for that. And if you missed yesterday's stream, then yeah, you missed a lot of Portuguese sexual terms and slangs and curse words too.
Destructions are delight. Delight.
Oh, greatest sorrow. Man, I love these songs so damn much. It's ridiculous how much I love these songs. So what am I doing here? I'm gonna draw this head in the most perfectest shape I can, that so I can come in here resize this man, that so the heads kinda have the same size roughly. And once they have the same size, I know that this is more or less to scale. Not perfectly, but somewhat to scale. And also, hello there, General Kenobi. What's up with you? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. And one of us says it's pronounced knob, not knob. But I like saying K in words. I like pronouncing every single consonant and vowel of the words. I like saying pterodactyl. instead of pterodactyl. Because it sounds stupid, and people will think I'm stupid, but it's amazing. I love it. Sorry. As always, I have the case of the coughing feet. And Oni, you say that you wanna give those candies this suck. No, Oni, you don't suck these candies. These candies are the kind of candy that you chew. You don't suck them. You don't suck on gummy worms. You chew them. I guess you could also suck on them, but it would take forever for you to finish a single one up. And Bone says, welcome Ken and Tanner. And this is wholesome stream. Wholesome stream. Where we talk about wholesome things, not suck. That's true. We talk about good things that good people would talk about. And where people also endlessly use the Franker Z emote instead of any other many thousands of emotes that everything else has. And also hello there, John Freak, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Most delicious of boyos. Yep. Okay, there we go. Now we have a much more vertical picture rather than a horizontal, because we took the man from the middle there. Now I also want this boy to be in the picture, so I'm gonna draw him. She get it. Using you guys have not met the family yet in this new comic. There's a Imperial family, but this is how they go. There's the papa, the mama, and three siblings. Older girl, the middle sibling, a boyo, and a younger sibling, another boyo, who is very young enough that if he stands up, he still doesn't. Is still very. If he stands up, he's still very short. He's gonna be there, behind everyone, hidden from view, because he's a little scrub boyo. And then in the back, we're gonna have the papa. Like, haha, there are we. But speaking of saying, words in weird ways, a while ago I was watching randomly a video that said that Shakespeare might have spoken kind of like we do nowadays, and I said, what the fuck are you going on about? I watched the video and I understood, and I understood nothing other than the fact that Shakespeare might have spoken in a very weird way, and that people, instead of saying Shakespeare, they probably said his name like Shakespeare or something like that. But anyway, what the hell am I talking about? How are you doing, John Freak? And then he says, but you give them the suck because you want them to last longer, plus you made $12 today, so Tamails for $6 for half a dozen. What the hell are those? And also, hello there, Dark. Welcome to the stream, and thank you so very much for those bits. Speaking of bits, if you cheer by using the hashtag charity that is showing up on the screen right now, please look it up. Cheer with the hashtag charity, and Twitch will donate 20 cents, or rather, 20 cents for every 100 bits to direct relief. I don't know what that is or why I should care, but I mean, most importantly, because it seems to be some sort of American organization, and I'm not from the United States, so I wouldn't know. But it's helping people, and helping people is a good cause, whatever they are, whatever they're from. So if you're gonna cheer, make sure to cheer with the hashtag charity. And Marcus, hello there as well. Welcome, how are you doing? You say hi, my German/Brazil shepherd. How are you doing, Marcus? Welcome to the stream. Bone says, what are their names? And wait, German, really? That's interesting. What? What? And then he said tamales. What are tamales? Or tamales? What are those things? I don't know what those are. And 104 says, you don't have to cheer to provide you with direct relief. You only need to offer a hole, a hand, or a mouth. Or a sock. And Michael says, good, playing HOTS. You lurk here a little bit. Well, feel free to lurk as much as you would like. And as much as you can endure. And 104 says, ooh, sock. You've never understood that. Really? You never had a fap sock? It's like a quintessential teenager accessory, I would say. Equipment. But it's like, it's a thing. Everyone has had one, and everyone will keep on having one. The idea is that you wanna splooge anywhere in the house, but you also don't want to, you know, mess things up or clean it up afterwards. So you use a sock. So there you go. You're the one who suggested direct relief 104. So there you go. You said, you mean, does that even work with uncut, since wouldn't that kinda hurt? What? No. What? And General Kenobi says, Sugon D's. Sugon Dese, that also is a thing. And Bones says, Doug, ew. Not ew, Bones. Instead of you should be like, aha, that is actually a nice, pretty good idea. Anyway, Oni says, I offer you safe for services, safe for work services, not that crazy, not safe for work services. Those would be $300 extra. Husband gets it free, you don't. But you're a good boy that does good deeds and make everyone happy, boys. Oni, you have to stop using the enter key as a comma or a full stop. You have to learn punctuation at some point. Proper punctuation. So the idea of this cover is to be very ominous. We have this imperial family portrait, but in the back, in the far back, we have like humans standing about. By the way, these are not gonna be humans. They're gonna be canines. But in the back, we have humans, and they're standing ominously. and they are gonna be standing there, just standing there, like ominously, like that will both feel the composition, but also kind of give you this, ooh, what's going on with this story? It's going places. Dog damn. Oh, and I have to save the file. Forgot about that. Very important to save your files. And also, welcome to the stream, Chas, Lupine, and Sam. The both of you, welcome. How are you guys doing today in the 00, or rather 01 dash from the NT cover? Because that's what this thing is gonna be. And one of us says, oh, so you just come in it, you don't jerk with it, you do both. Then it won't work like a whole hand or a mouth, Douglas. You jerk and come in it, you do both things. And General Knob says, what the F is going on? 104 asked about the direct relief, and I'm explaining it. I mean, a different kind of direct relief than the one from the cheering with hashtag charity would provide. But anyway, 104 says, also, have you heard about something called paper? It's way easier for cleaning up cum and you don't have to wash it. Sam says, greetings, Mr. Douglas, a member of this pack. How are you all? I'm doing good. I'm just still kind of boiling here. It's incredibly hot today, and it's even though the weather is overcast, it's still 30 degrees. So how even? And Sam, you're suffering from back problems from exercising too much. General Kenobi, you're depressed. Why is that, General Kenobi? What happened? And 104, don't say you to humans. They're humanic. And how are you doing, Chaz Lapine? And then it says Bernese mountain dogs are ominous. Ominous. If they have a serious glare. That is true, actually. And Chaz, you say always good when you get to see you stream just chilling. Yes, I'm chilling. I'm not chilling as in the way I would like to be, which is, you know, enduring cold weather and being kind of chill with low temperatures. I'm chilling as in I have a chill attitude, but not a chill body, because god damn it's so freaking hot in here. And Noni says, by the way, Draco is trying to ship us by force, Bones. Using your ALK photo that you got, you're scared now. And 104 says, no, that would feel so bad. What the fuck, your cockhead is way too sensitive for that, like, are you even uncut? You're gonna have to make an experiment one of these days, 104. Or not. It's not like you need a sock in your life or anything. Anyway, let me look up references of humans posing in weird ways. Men standing nosely. Well, apparently there is no stock photos for men standing ominously. And for whatever reason, googling that wields a shit ton of photos of Donald Trump. Why? How about menace singly? Nah. How about just men standing? Agent men standing. That's not amazing, but I know. How about if I ask for a secret agent man? No. Secret service agent. God damn it, there's no good references on the internet, what? And once again, whatever I look for, there's always... Trump is always there. What the hell is going on? Alright, how about special agent? How about sci-fi agent? Oh, this wields a few better, interesting results. And it also wielded an internet picture from Agent Smith from The Matrix. And that's kinda good, that's more or less what I had in mind-ish. And one of us says, I have, in all caps. And it was not nice. Like, come on, party hat in bed sounds amazing, to be honest. What? Oh, and you say, by the way, party is cancelled. Not in the mood, just gonna lay in bed with a party hat on. No, Oni, you cannot cancel your party that we're organizing. We're the ones who have to cancel it or not. So it's not gonna be cancelled, no matter what you say. So shut your mouth and accept the fact that it's gonna happen. And Oni says, in the furry world, humans are pet. Ominous old photos. And Sam says, oh, it appears you're gonna have to leave for a bit. You have to check a patch for a game I'll play. Sure. No worries, Sam. And Bone says, secret agent man. And one of us says, Trump is always there. Ah. He is though, I mean, I don't know if it's something with the words I have searched, or if it's something with the internet altogether, or if it's something to do with my location, because also some Google results may be affected by your location, so I don't know. And Ecuroy says, you're too tired to talk, so you're just looking and judging. Judge me as I speak with a full mouth, full of gummy worms, and I'm speaking. A bone says, Neko, lay on me. Today is your ship day, you comfort. See, Bones is such a good boy. And Neko asks, today's what? Today is ship day, according to Bones. You are shipped. I don't know why, I don't know who it is, but you guys are shipped together. And that is the way of the world today. Maybe in the future. You won't get to be together in the end, but for right now you guys are shipped together. And Echo says, King, don't talk with your mouth full of stuff. And Bone says, Doug, please. Oh, alright. You guys are coming in real hard with the judgment today. What have I done? It haven't been streaming for a single hour yet, and Bones, you have said Doug, please 3 times already. Is it today the day I find out that you guys secretly disapprove of everything I do? Yeah. So these two guys here in the back, they're just gonna be there for now. Placeholder man. While I go and finish up drawing this family, happy family here. In the foreground. One of 40 said, talk with the mouth full of stuff, please. I can't very well do that, because if I do, Bones and Neko will judge the shit out of me, and I don't feel like being judged today in my birthday. And then it says, send some, Doug, check your DMs. Let me see. Oh my dog, you're right, you did send me DMs. What the hell? What even? That is not entirely what I'm looking for, Oni. I'm just looking for random people standing up, like... just a person standing up and being like, oh, I'm possibly probably evil by the way I'm standing around and doing nothing. Kind of judging. Kind of like Bones. I want a picture of Bones. That's pretty much it. And Naku says, only lay on you. It's not your birthday. You don't know that. And also, hello there, Donodaki. Woof, afternoon, and welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? And only you said words. Oh, my dog. The thing has gone to shit, but now it's back. Only you're hurt. Bones shipped you with him. And hey Otoko says Oni. And Tanner Fox. And Bones says we're Polly, triple ship. Bonieku. And Oni says that's all you got with ominous photos. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it, Bones. Oni, sorry. Boniekus, thank you. But don't worry, I got it. Also, Bones, Bonyaku sounds like a very serious samurai move. Sounds like you could hurt someone by doing that. So please, Bones, be careful with whom and where you perform the Bonyaku. And Donodaki says, doing alright, got your wisdom teeth surgically removed yesterday, but other than that, it's been okay. That's great to hear. I'm glad that you're, aside from some huge pain, you're doing more or less alright. But you got painkillers, so that's good-ish. So long as you don't get addicted to those, everything's gonna be alright. That's good. So now is the time when we get these photos. This sketch here of bodies and whatnot. Anatomy sketches, because saying sketches of bodies kind of sound like you're doing forensics for a murder scene, and that's not the idea. And now I'm gonna create a new layer where I can truly and actually sketch this all up. I'll call it sketch without the H in the end because I forgot to type it in. And don't know says, what do you use for drawing that one like software? What? What software I use? I'm using Clip Studio as always. These photos themselves, I'm picking random photos I found on Google. So some pictures I found on Google kinda used this and this one here. This one and this one as references for the poses and whatnot. And with those, I'm gonna go and start doing I set up a little reference here. And Oni, don't be hurt. And Ono says, oh, okay, did you download like an extra tool that you don't know or is in the software itself? Everything I'm doing here is in the software. I'm a sucker for using external things. Whoever knows me will know that I really dislike spending time downloading extra paraphernalia. I just don't do well with those. Which is a shame, in fact. But no, I'm not using anything extra. But this reminds me that you know, in the ending of the stream scene where I show the name of the patrons and whatnot. Every time the month changes, I have to go there and change the name of the patrons. I have to check up who joined in, who joined out of the Patreon. By the way, a lot of people joined out, but some people did join in, so that's okay, I guess. And I have to cross-check the names of the people who joined in and joined out, and then I have to go and, with this new list of names, throw it in there. But doing that is kind of a manual job that is very laborious and kind of very slow. And I was doing it by hand. And then my lion said, no, what the fuck, why don't you use Excel for quickly cross-referencing things and seeing how it goes, and then I'll write here a script for you to remove doubles and whatnot. And then he went, did those things, showed me how to do it, and wow, he did the whole thing like a couple minutes, whereas before I used to take half an hour-ish to do those things. Manually, by hand, like writing name by name, checking 4 to 5 weeks worth of data, or rather one chart a week, but still 4 to 5 charts, checking name by name, seeing all those things, and writing it down in the two formats, the one-liner format that is showing right now up there in the top of the screen, and then the everything organized by lines, that is what shows at the end of the stream. And Dono says, well, no problem, time for you to discover and play around with the software. Yes, do that. And Noni, you downloaded some extra brushes for fun. Oh, you're gonna regret it. Because brushes are not fun, they're awful. And it's impossible to figure out how to use them and what they do. But I'm exaggerating. It's gonna be fun, yes. But you have to take a very, very practical approach to brushes, or at least that's how I do it. Because some brushes, they do have like nice looks but they're not very practical, and it takes quite a while to use them and to get the results you want in a big picture. And other brushes, they're incredibly complex to use as well. And some brushes are so situational that there's many ways you can misuse them and kind of fuck everything up. I think that happens a lot is when people use those texture brushes for like blood splatter or raindrops or whatever, and if they overuse those, they can end up making the illustration itself look kind of too busy. So that's the thing, you gotta understand that the brush is just a tool. You still have to learn how to use this tool effectively. And you said you joined out. What? You joined out to join in a cheaper alternative to be Doug's subwoofer. Ooh. Oh, thank you for that nonetheless. And Tiger says, I was just gonna say, Doug, you could be using a spreadsheet. And that was good of him. Yes, it was. It was amazing. But yeah, I guess that in the past I used to try and use the spreadsheets, but I stopped doing that. And when I stopped doing things for a while, I completely forget everything related to those things. So I forgot I could use spreadsheets. Well, not so much that I forgot that I could use. I knew all along I could use spreadsheets, but I just didn't feel like going back and spending time trying to learn how to do the thing. Because most things I said, you know what, let's try and learn a way to automatize this work. I end up spending a lot of time trying to learn a thing, and then by the end it never really works out, and I just wasted time trying to learn a thing that as it turns out I'll never use. This time around though, it did work and it was a good thing. But it does only work because it was raw data, and raw data is boring. Like, incredibly boring. I don't know how you guys handle it, Tiger and Bones and everyone else. The deal with raw data. Like, fuck them. And 104 says 4 to 5 charts. Yes. I meant to say spreadsheets, but for whatever reason, the only word that came to mind was charts. But I'm glad you understand what I meant, nonetheless. So how have you guys' weeks been thus far? As it turns out, as someone, I don't know who, but as someone already kindly let us know, it is mid midweek. It's the middle of the week already, and someday. And I mean, that's 4 days. 4 days is time enough for things to have happened already. So have things happened already to you guys? And also Donald Ducky, I don't know about how the gaming scene is over there in your country. But you did say, I might be wrong about this, please correct me if I am, but I do remember you saying, I guess I do remember you saying that you're the official voice for Disney's Donald Duck. Isn't that right? Over there in your country and in your language. Because I was thinking, with Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out, I wonder if they're gonna voice act everything in I don't know the name of your language. Sorry, I really don't. You said, yeah, you're the official voice actor in Norway for Donald Duck. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna voice over Kingdom Hearts 3 for your language, but if they do, I was wondering if they would definitely call you to go and voice act the game, and that would be dope as shit. Especially like if you're a fan of the gamer or something. And Dono says, you're not sure either for Kingdom Hearts for Norwegian, but you hope it will be. And one of us says, oh, Norway. Yes. As it happens, I have a lot of people from Europe and from the United States watching me, compared to how many people I have from Brazil watching me. Not a whole lot of Brazilians in here, I don't think. Now I gotta do like a rave party DJ and be like, oh, all my Brazilian fans in the house say woo, and then everyone who is Brazilian says woo, and then I know that both I'm an accomplished DJ because I can make people say things on command, and also then I will know more or less how many of you are from Brazil. Or I could install that little extension for the stream that says how many people are watching me from which countries. Because that is a very delightfully delicious extension. Both Oni and Dono says quack and Tanner Fox says a ooh. A ooh. And Neki, you say bork. But Neki, why would you bork if you're not a doggo? You're a catto. Cattos don't bork. Controversy. Would you plan on explaining this for the agencies which will undoubtedly come and complain? My dog, everyone's making noise. And Dono, you borked and tried to quack, but we don't have a quack command, so that does nothing. And Dark, you roared. Thank you for the roaring bits, by the way. And for the roar as well. We don't have a roar command. We only have bork, double bork, and AU command. And Donald Duck, you're a duck-dog hybrid. My dog, I've never seen such a thing before. How does that even work? Also, I guess it would help if I made this bottom layer more transparent, because it's not helping me at all to see things. Also, I should have had spent a little bit more time focusing on whatever clothes they're wearing. The reference says, she's using this dress thing. He's wearing this little fancy suit thing. She's wearing this. Well, she's wearing that, whatever that is. Big background boyo is wearing that. Maybe I can really cheese this and go with more or less pretty much this, but slightly different. Because this photo is actually almost perfect. This is almost 100% entirely how I picture the family from my comic. By the way, people from back then must have had like must have sucked awfully bad for them to have to wear these clothes that certainly look hot AF. And imagine how horrid summer must have been for them. And Donald Duck, it says Duck Dog. And that's because you can bark in Donald Duck voices as well. Really? Oh, my dog. Is there something you can't do? Because so thus far I'm only getting more and more impressed. And then you say that you're a hot AF because you're a hot boy. Don't you mean to say, Oni, that you're a hot dog? And Tanner Fox is coming up with the good ideas. Have some ice cream. I would if I could. I don't have ice cream, I have to go out and buy me some. Let's do more reference work. I don't want to 100% copy everything here. So how about I look for this. Look on Google Pictures. Let's see if I can find anything interesting. Blah blah blah. Alright. Google. God damn it, Google, answer me. I need the true references, truly. This, that, no. Poor reference. You guys must be confused AF as to what the hell am I talking about. With me just talking, blabbering, and not explaining at all what's going on. But it does help to you know, keep the suspense up, and suspense can be good in some circumstances. What I did is go look for Sid Meier's Civilization 6 to see what Queen Victoria wears, and then I can see that she has this cool ass clothes going on, and god damn, I can copy the shit out of this dress and have it going on in here instead. More or less. And one you say you attract all the good boys and let them hold you and cuddle you and do sinful things to you. How to eat a good long thick ice cream, you choke on it. And Tanner Fox says, nah, you need a good flavor like sea salt ice cream. Not so. Not quite. What you truly, actually, definitely need is is to go and take a hot shower. Or not necessarily a hot shower, but a shower that is not cold. It is at least of the same ambient temperature or higher. To take a quick shower like that, you come out of the bathroom and dog damn, you're refreshed AF. And you think it's magic working, but it's just pure science. Speaking of pure science, this has nothing to do with anything, but it's another random shenanigan I have found out randomly by looking around the internet. Have any of you ever watched or read, preferably watched, a Game of Thrones? The epic medieval-ish fantasy adventure thing, drama role thing. Because it's the idea is that, you know,
I take boiling hot showers, so boiling hot, it can cook food, but it makes me 4x as sinful. Hashtag charity.
Oh my dog. That's awesome. I guess. Thanks, Sony. And wow, $5,000 raised so far for direct relief. That's awesome of you guys. Donodaki says, nope, only heard but never seen. And Tanner Fox says, does Telltale game count? I don't remember if it does, but I think it does. Because the idea is that in the TV show series, well, some of the seasons, they have characters speaking in different languages. The whole gist of the thing is that there's different languages going on. There's the language that everyone speaks, that's the common language, which in the TV show is pretty much English or whatever language the TV show is dubbed in. And then there's the other languages. One such language is High Valyrian. That sounds kind of like Greek, and it is a weird AF. But anyway, I'm not sure if there's any instances of characters speaking High Valyrian in the Telltale games. Probably there is, but I can't remember for sure to make a full-on statement. But I have found out, surprisingly, that Duolingo, the learn a random language today online application, they have a course on High Valyrian. So if you wanted to learn High Valyrian, now's the time. And that is crazy as well. This whole languages thing. Because the whole gist, well, not the whole gist, but the idea is that in the Game of Thrones there's the world of, I forgot the name of the series. Song of Ice and Fire. In that world they have these two continents pretty much, and one of these continents speaks the common language and the other continent speaks this vastly different language called the Valyrian, but they speak a more modernized version of it, and there's this very old family that speaks the High Valyrian, that is a kind of a a lost tongue that only royalty and people from older lineages speaks it. But it's pretty much the same Valyrian, but that the common people of other places speak. And Donald, you say that you'll be lurking, but be right back in 30 minutes. Sure thing, Donald Duck. I mean, Donald Ducky. Stay awesome. And feel free to lurk for as much as you like, and thanks for lurking, by the way. So there's these people that speak Valyrian, and that's the gist. But in the books, if you read it, the author just says like and then they said blah in High Valyrian. He doesn't go through the effort of coming up with the language on the spot and saying words and things. It just says they said this and that. However, when it got adapted to the TV show, they said, "Nah, let's go and make this an actual language." So they hired a linguist, and apparently there's this one guy who has created several fictional languages for all sorts of TV shows and things thus far. Like, if you go to check his IMDb page, or rather his Wikipedia pages, he's credited for having created, I think, 10 languages for fictional shows and shit. I don't know who it is and what languages he has created for what shows, but I think he also created the fictional language from the people from that Avatar movie, from James Cameron's Avatar. But anyway, go check him out. And the idea is that he went and based on a few hints the author had, went there and created an entire language for the actors to lose their heads over as they recorded scenes for Game of Thrones. However, or rather, furthermore, I guess that when they do this sort of things, they leave behind some sort of well, not necessarily leave behind, but they make this very handy book of rules and grammar and whatever, to make it easy for people later to translate and say things in this fictional ass language. Like, now these people are gonna make a show, and I don't need to be included in it anymore because I already did my job of creating a language, and I supplied everyone with vast documentation of what needs to be learned for you to go and do it. And thus his work is done. Apparently though, I would imagine that you guys are somewhat familiar with this other famous epic writer. What's his name again? J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote the Hobbit, the Silmarillion, and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. He went the other way around, apparently. It seems like he went and decided, you know what, I'm gonna create this fake-ass language because I'm a linguist. That's the fuck I do. I decipher languages and I study them so much, and I kinda want to have my own language going on. So he went there, created an entire language, And apparently after creating the language he was like, well, now what the hell the fuck do I do with this language that I created? So he decided to go and create a world where there is a whole race of people who use this language, and he decided that those people are the elves because elves are incredibly beautiful and they speak this beautiful language of whatever the hell it's called. And then weirdly enough he decided, oh, there's these elves and they have this delightfully beautiful language. And no, but I am gonna tell a story in this world, but it's not about the elves. Or rather, it is about the elves doing shit. Or rather, doing horrible shit, and then other people from other places coming in to fix their mess. And thus, all the other stories happen. And Oni, you said that you're a linguist. You do things with your tongue that makes boys wet. Oh no. Oni, don't. That's not the kind of linguist you have to be. You need to be a pure linguist. Well, nonetheless, that's what I wanted to talk about briefly. That there is, in case you guys want to learn, you can buy books and whatnot on how to learn the Elfic language from the Lord of the Rings. And if you want to learn High Valyrian from Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire, you can go to Duolingo and unlearn it there. And Annie, you said that you're a licensed ludinguist. That is a new word. Well, then tell me, Oni, pray tell, where do you go to get a license as a ludinguist? Not that I want one for myself, I'm just curious on your credentials. Gotta make sure you're truthful to what you're saying and you're not trying to fib us. Whoa, I didn't click there. Guess what, maybe for the bottom part of this dress I can follow on with the already established one. And Oni, you said also that you have to be born in the natural arts of the lute. Makes sense. So how does one that is not born in the arts of the lute starts their education in the ways of the lute? Because, goddamn, you know that Bones is the most Puritan thing there is, or at least that's what he wants us to believe. So he went there and erased every single evidence of his lewdness. But now, let's say that for whatever reason he needs to go back to his roots of the lewd, and how he, a person who has not any recollections of the lewdness, gets back into the lewd ways. How about it, Oni? How does one does that? And Bone says that you are. I should believe it. You're pure. I don't, Bones. As much as I would like to, and believe me, I would like it very much to be able to believe you, or rather believe that you're actually not lewd. I can't. I can't. What is... Now that I look at this thing here, I don't know what it's called or whatever. But it doesn't look like it's made of fabric. It looks like it's made of cellophane or some weird sort of paper. And Tanner Fox says, then who is the purest boyo? I don't know. And Anya says, to get your degree in linguist, you gotta make Bones cringe with the lewd. Then you get your degree. Oh, it's that easy then. And Bones said that you cringe now, don't make you cringe more. Okay then, Bones, I won't make you cringe. I could if I wanted, but I won't. And who is the purest boy? I guess we'll never know. But the question isn't about who is the purest, but rather who is the most helpful. And as you all should probably already know, the most helpful of the boys is the boy that helps everyone. So do go out there and help people. That is the best way you guys can go on. Become the the most helpful boy. And then our foxes say Gangnam Style. What do you mean? Why are you dropping 2012 references left and right like that? I would expect you to follow that up with something equally as important or something we can make a discussion out of. Also, I think I didn't go about saying about this soundtrack that has been playing on repeat for almost 2 hours or nobody has said a thing, is that it's very delightful. I really like it. But one thing that I never really noticed about most games before is that the songs that play in game, sometimes they're not like the same song that they play in the original soundtrack. Because games with those so-called dynamic dynamic soundtrack, they don't have the whole music playing. They have snippets of the music. They have the introduction in a different file, and they have the middle, the build-ups, and the outro. All of those things in different files. That's so they, if they want, they can already start a music from the middle instead of going through the whole introduction. They have a 10 seconds introduction, a 5 seconds introduction, a version that has no introduction whatsoever, and a loopable version of the introduction, that so they can keep the introduction as long as they want. And they have many varied files going on, and that's so they can make the soundtrack really dynamic. And that's the weirdest thing. In the original soundtrack, for example, they go and include like, there you go, 48 musics. But if, in the case of here, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, if you go and rip the game files, you'll find out like 200. Not even 200, you're gonna find hundreds and hundreds of files, of game files, of audio files rather. All of which you can individually play and see the difference. And my dog, that's amazing, and that's a thing I never realized before about certain games. That they have a dynamic soundtrack, and that this dynamic soundtrack is different from the full soundtrack that they release eventually. And Tanner Fox says, for cringe, and only says Bones makes you a most boy, but sadly Bones doesn't make you moist anymore, because he doesn't love you whatsoever. How can you be moist if someone doesn't love you? That's a good question, Oni. Let's ask Bones. Bones, how can Oni be moist if you don't love him anymore? Please enlighten us in that little mystery. I want to know too. What if young Oni decides to go and play quite a lot? He's gonna dehydrate himself because he's not moist enough. And the only one who could make him moist boy again is you, and you have decided to stop loving him, and thusly he can't be moist anymore. So he now is on constant risk of dehydration because of you. Explain yourself, Bones, please. I want to understand. And my dog. Oni, you're the one who likes fashion designs and fashion shenanigans. You should check out these more antique pictures and more antique portraits, because those people dress up like crazy. Like, dog them. That is a thing, by the way, that I wanted to do. I don't know how I would go about doing that, but I think I want to go and do is go to a museum that shows like how was the life of people in the, say, in the 1900s or the 1800s. Like, how was the life of a person 100 years ago? And you know, those kind of museums that they show statues and like mannequins of people dressed up in period clothes, like posed to be doing certain activities that they would be doing back then. Another such things. I want that. I want to go to a museum that does that, and bring along a sketchbook, and try and recreate some of those sites. And recreate like, oh, so this is how they dressed. These are the kind of weird ass clothes and shenanigans that they used to do. Those crazy people. I want to do that because it sounds awesome. It sounds like a really interesting thing to go and do. I don't know if it would actually be interesting and if it wouldn't be like exhausting, but I think I would enjoy the experience. Alas, I don't know where. Over here we have a museum that does those sort of stuff, and how much it would be to go to a museum like that. And whenever would I find the time to go and do this, to do such a thing? And then you said that you will. Oh, please do, because I think you're gonna have a nice time. By the way, also, a random subject. I was Nekio, he sent me a video yesterday about a mod for a Civilization 6 leader, and I was like, let me go back and rewatch those. What did the leaders in Civilization 6 look like again? And that was one of the most shocking things for me when Civilization 6 came out, because I had played Civilization 5 quite a bit, like 150 hours or so. I played a lot of Civilization 5. Wasn't ever good at it, but I played a lot of it. And it was incredibly fun whenever you had when you had to talk to one of the other leaders, because you went to this little scenario where you're talking to the leader, and they had their own lines, they had their own animations and their own personalities. It was pretty interesting, and I really like that bit of the Civilization 5, because it had a very realistic aesthetic. But then came along Civilization 6, and they abandoned the realistic aesthetic for a more caricaturesque aesthetic with the leaders, at least, because now they all look like Pixar characters. They had exaggerated proportions. They all had, and they moved much more, and they felt more theatrical and whatnot. And at the time I was like, no, I hate it. I wish it could be the way it was before. But looking back at it last night, when I was looking back at it, I changed my mind. I actually do enjoy much more the way it is now. With these over-the-top, very caricaturesque motions and things, because it feels much more. Everything feels like it has so much more personality, and everyone feels like they're truly alive. And then I went back and said, nah, I was so against that before. How did it change my mind? How did I decide that the ones from Civilization 5 many a year ago was better than these? Then I went back to rewatch the animation from Civilization 5, and my dog, they have not aged well. The animations, they look very, very stiff in a way, and I think that in trying to go for a realistic thing with the characters and whatnot, they kinda also tried to make it very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? With making it more realistic, they also made it more... They tried to keep it grounded. And in keeping it grounded, everyone moves and acts in such a manner that you feel like these characters are like bad actors, pretty much. They're not acting up, and they lack personality. And that's precisely what the characters from Civilization 6 have. They have a lot of personality going on. In fact, do go and check out, if you guys can and want, the video a video on all the characters moving and doing their thing, and check out the video for make sure you pay extra attention to Victoria, Queen of England, because she has so much personality, and she moves and talks and behaves in a way so filled with sass that it almost feels like an actual Pixar movie going on. Like, they didn't get game developers to do that, they got actual people who had an actual degree in animating to do it, and it feels so much better and so much more alive, and I love it now. I was very much against it in the past, but now I have changed my mind. I accept the new ways. And Oni, you say stiff. What's wrong, Oni? Why are you barking? What's happening? And also, speaking of which, we've been streaming for 2 hours straight. God damn. And only thanks for the host as well. I didn't notice it wasn't just a bork. It was a bork, but also a bork with a host. How are you guys holding up? Also, so much talking. And also, 104, thanks for hosting as well. You forgot your host. But. I mean, you guys don't need to host me if you guys don't want to, but thank you so very much. I am sure that in some level it does help quite a lot. And yes, 104, triple butt. It's much better than just a couple of butts. It's a triple butt. And Tenor Fox, you can't host because you're already hosting Bible Thumb. What even is Bible thumb? Please enlighten me in what is that. This one I'm gonna go with a design of my own. So how about a little tie? A lace tie even. And a vest. Not sure about kids wearing vests, if it makes them look how it changes their overall look. Should I even go for the vest? Should I just have him with his suspenders? Maybe that would be more interesting. Just him and his suspenders. And one of four says, I'm sure in some level it helps. Wow, that was underwhelming. I mean, I don't know exactly how much hosting does anymore. I mean, I'm sure that it is much better than not being hosted whatsoever, but as of late it's that I'm thinking on how I use Twitch, and normally when I go to a channel, I go to that channel to see how the person is. I go to someone's channel to see themselves. So if I go to someone's channel, even if it's a channel that I 100% love, and I love they and whatever they are doing wholesomely, and they are hosting someone, I probably won't stick around because I'm not there for whoever it is that they are hosting. Even if it's someone that is just as funny and someone that they recommend as wholeheartedly and as much as they would recommend like anything else. But I don't know, I don't do that. So I'm not sure that a whole lot of other people would as well. Probably some would, but I wouldn't know. And Tender Fox, who just misspelled the emoticon. Is it? Let me see now. Now I want to see how that emoticon is spelled. It's a Bible thump. Oh, it's a thump with a P, not with a B. It wasn't a huge misspell. It was more of a the case of a single inverted consonant. That isn't too bad. It is barely even a noticeable error at all. Too bad that then Twitch doesn't recognize it very well. But anyway, who are you hosting then? Are they cool? Are they fun? Are they doing the memes? Because now I'm curious. And also, hello there, Nathan. Wolf morning, and or rather Wolf evening. Welcome to the stream. How's it going with you? I'm using some reference pictures to illustrate the cover for my new comic, and I'm kinda brainstorming clothing options as I go. So instead of, you know, doing the wise thing and doing this sort of research beforehand, I'm doing it as I go, and that's not at all a nice way to do it. Nathan, you was learning Houdini today. Your head is heavy. What is Houdini again? I do remember it's some sort of 3D program or program for 3D software stuff. But what does it does? I'm not sure anymore. Man, does anybody has any subject you guys would like to speak about? Because it is, like I said, I will keep complaining about how hot today is, and it's too hot. So hot, I can't even think very well anymore. So if anyone has any subjects you guys would like to discuss or hear me speak about, please let me know. And I would very much love it if you guys had a subject. But speaking of subjects, 1 of 4, have you or will you be getting a Switch in the future? Because I'm not sure what sort of games you're into, other than the ones I have seen you play. Mostly Mega Man and Animal Crossing, but there's a new Animal Crossing on the Switch, I think. And you doubt it, since you don't have that much money to spend all willy-nilly. Also, you always get so starstruck when I pop into your stream. Ah. But why? I'm just a dog. I don't have anything. I don't have anything that could or would cause you to be starstruck, I don't think. But that reminds me as well. Thanks for the reminder, 104. This month's Humble Bundle Monthly had one of the games that they gave away with it was the Mega Man Legacy Collection. I have no freaking idea of which Mega Man, or rather Megamans, comes in this one Legacy Collection. Probably like the very first ones from like Mega Man 1 through 6 or 5 or 6. And well, now I have it and now I can play it. But I never played the classical Mega Man, so I wonder what shit show that would turn out to be.
Doug, give me coffee Red Bull mix, cuss I wanna low-key die.
No, give me those things because I'm about to collapse, like no joke. I'm really not handling this heat well. 104, you said also that you are a fabulous streamer, unlike artist, and have a comic, etc. Having a comic is no big deal, truly. You can go to any bookshop and buy a comic for like 2 euros, 3 euros. So having a comic isn't huge. And Nathan says that Houdini is really advanced 3D program to make procedural models and super realistic effects. You use a node trees for script models and let you make really nice effects. Oh, I think I remember now what I see some people doing. I think it was a video of someone that had sculpted a head and had his head get the properties of like rubber or something and have this head like bounce around on the floor and it kept squashing back and forth. It was weird as fuck, but apparently they had done that in Houdini, so that's fun. And Donald Ducky, you're back, welcome back. How's it going with you? And one of us says, that's so cool, can you play that? I can, I just don't know when, but I can play that. Except that probably not this week because I'm trying to get as productive as I can with the comic, so it's the entire week just doing illustrations. And only thanks for the bits, but no, I'm the one who needs that Red Bull coffee mix. And one of us says, please play them, but you wouldn't recommend one. Why not? What's wrong with Megaman 1? And you also said, so you don't have a comic. Lots of people don't have comics. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Having comics doesn't makes me cool or anything. But anyway, how was your break, Donald Ducky? I hope you did nice, delightful things as you were away and safe from our company, which is not in anything delightful. And I mean, if he wasn't incredibly disrespectful to you guys, I would totally go to the grocery store and get myself some Red Bull right now. But can't very well like leave the stream to go buy stuff like that. But it has indeed been at least. I think at least a couple of years since I last drank energy drinks, like Red Bull or anything of the sort. And Donald says it was good, just needed to relax for a bit. Was just the fact of being a bit sleepy, but be right back again and to visit your bathroom. Sure thing, have fun in the water closet. And Oni, you said, I wish you had something you was known for. Your true garbo should be noticed as something, that's why your gay doggo list has the... See, Oni, that's why you shouldn't use the enter key as a comma or a full stop. And 104, you just visited your water closet, also known as bathroom colloquially. Since you had to pee. And then it says attempts being talented at everything but really isn't, like, stop it now. What? I'm not sure if I missed the message in there or not, Oni, but I didn't get what you said. Maybe it would also help if I changed the music and had something more upbeat and more energetic going on to help pump me up for that crazy headbanging we're gonna be doing later today. So, what song should I play? I don't know what song to play, so let me think of a video game that has interesting music going on. Shit, didn't mean to press that. Okay, YouTube, I need good music. Let's go with this one for now. For now. Let me lower the volume as well. And Nathan says, try this. I will. Tanner Fox says God of War soundtrack. I don't remember God of War soundtrack being super full of upbeats or whatnot. But for a moment I remember what I wanted to play, but I forgot what it was. Shit. Why does my brain never work? Okay. And Nani says, you had to review your list. Okay, don't judge. You're sorry if your fat finger presses enter on the phone. You're a fat boy, okay? In other words, what that part says is, I try everything to be talented and know for, but you're really not, and you should stop. You shouldn't stop, Oni. What about Alice Madness Returns? I never heard that soundtrack before, so I don't know if it's good or not. What was it that I wanted to play again? Oh, I remember now. Ah. It's a 20-minute... I don't even know what it is. Some symphony, 20-minute symphony that like all over the place and it's kind of crazy. But I like it so very much, and I wanna show it to you guys. And then I'll play that link you sent, Nathan. And then maybe I'll go and check out the God of War soundtrack as well. Sorry. But I think that the God of War soundtrack is it's not royal, is copyrighted, so I can't very well play it. I'm almost 100% sure it is, and I can't play it. Not sure. And Oni says, listen to it. It fits the theme of the picture you're drawing. Oh, okay then. Alice, Madness, Khitan, Ost. Oh, nice. Composers: Jason Tai, Chris Renner. He composed a couple songs for Need for Speed Most Wanted as well. And Marshall Crutcher. Haven't heard of the first and the last guy, but the middle guy I know. For a couple Need for Speed songs. Okay, goodbye Bayonetta. I wanna go and play now the Tenderland by Aaron Copland. And Echo, you showed up way too late to be saying Among the Stars. We're not playing that anymore. How have you been? You kinda vanished. And I'm kinda low-key having a stroke here. By the way, the only reason why I know this song is that there's a brief part of this music is part of the Civilization 5 soundtrack, which is all like old ass symphonies because they didn't want to pay money for the music, especially because like Civilization 5 released in 2010 and Firaxis back in 2010 they were not the multi-millionaire studio that they are today, who can go and cash in on properties such as Civilization's 300,000 DLCs and XCOM and whatnot. Back then, the only thing they had going on, I guess, were the Sid Meier's games, which weren't amazing. The only more popular-ish one was Sid Meier's Civilization. So Civilization 4 pretty much, I think Civilization 4 is from 2006, and it was good enough that it allowed them to go and develop Civilization 5. And for Civilization 5 they said, well, we need to do as much as we can with as little as we have. So as for music, let's compose a few music like for the leaders and shit, but everything else onto the internet, find copyright free music for us to use. So this song that is playing right now, I think it's from 1947 or 1949. It's very old, so old in fact that that it has become public domain. And as you all know, when something becomes public domain, it becomes free and everyone can use it for whatever endeavor, and there are no more copyrights attached to these public domain shenanigans. Unless they remaster it in some way, because the remaster itself has different techniques and and instruments or whatever being used. So the song is essentially different, and that copyright gets renewed. And Donald says, sorry, back again. Welcome back, Donald. Dono. And Nathan says copyright is only for 70 years. Yes. It's a lot of time. And then you sent a link, let me see what that is. I will check that out later, not right now. I have the soundtrack opened up here in another tab, amongst my millions of tabs. I will find it and I will check it out once the song finishes. But yeah, that long copyright time is amazing for the creators. They're gonna be whatever it is that you create in that sense, like media and stuff. It is copyrighted by default for 70 years before it becomes public domain. So for the creators it's amazing, but for us scrubs that want to use random stuff from the internet for free, it's less than ideal. And I'm not sure also on the entirety of the rules. Copyright rules are kind of crazy as well. Like, I don't understand why every single legal document is written in a way that it's like, it's written in a way that it's not supposed to be easy to understand. It's written in the most confusing way possible. It's almost like they want people to stay ignorant as to what's going on legislation wise. Nate, Oni, you said, by the way, also known as BTW, which is the most weird of words because it says that the name straight up says that it's a double U, but you don't do a double U when you write down a W. You write down a double V, but people call it a double U, so what even? But anyway, you said that you don't put your YouTube music playing. I do not own. And what? You don't put on your YouTube music playing. I do not own, and I credit the creators and company for their music and for the music being played in this video. What? Oni, please explain. And also, Bronze Tiger, hello, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the host or the raid or whichever one of those it is. Welcome. How are you doing today? We're doing something slightly different today. We're actually illustrating a cover for what's it called? A comic book that I'm doing. Hence why it's today's stream has a very different vibe from yesterday. But thank you so very much for that delicious raid. How are you doing? How was your stream? What sort of crazy ass shenanigans were you up to today? More salty Warframe? I mean War Thunder? War Storm? War Robots? Or the cute Japanese spin-off War Rabbits? I don't know. And Rego, hello there, welcome to the stream. You said that Douglas, it's because it should be read as the best use of the language, even if that means no one can even understand it. True. And one of us says, yeah, in Swedish we say double V. How do you say double V in Swedish? You say W, I guess. I don't know. And then it says or something like that, so your YouTube doesn't get demonetized. So your YouTube doesn't get demonetized and muted. Maybe I'll do that if I ever remember. And Bronze Tiger says both. And alright-ish, still a little ill, but yeah, good. How is AU? Me is doing pretty alright. I'm illustrating the comic and low-key dying out of a heat stroke. Because my dog, the temperature today is crazy and it's out of control. But also, Bronze Tiger, I have seen you a long time ago playing some weird games. You were playing Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, I think. I tried to look into that game and play it because there was I wanted to try and play Dwarf Fortress. I tried playing Dwarf Fortress, and then as I was trying, like, literally breaking my head trying to understand what the fuck is Dwarf Fortress, I realized, oh, this is actually RimWorld, but worse. Like, worse to control and to manage and play. And then I said, hey, but there is another game that is kind of like this that I saw a very popular Twitch streamer playing this other day. What was it called again? Oh yeah, it was called Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. So, how is it? How was it? And have you ever played it again? Because I was like, maybe I could go and try and give it a try, but it's like it does seem like the time investment you have to put into learn how to control the game is ludicrously out of control. Like, I don't have that kind of time in my hands. Also, I need to make a better hand. This hand does not look good. How do I make a hand standing on the lap? And that also looked like a hand. Dog damn it. Anonymous says, cause you do not credit the company or creator for the song we requested and you get demonetized with a mute on your videos. Maybe, yeah. And Bronze Tiger, yeah, more salt mining in War Thunder. And one of us says double V. And Donald Duck says double V. Swedish and Norwish isn't far off. And then it says double gasp. And Bronze says Cataclysm, yeah. And you love Cataclysm since it's so much an open game and the RNG of the game can be very, yeah, quote unquote interesting. That's a little French for you guys. Yeah, Bronze, you will have to go and talk me through it one of these days, because goddamn. I tried looking into it, but I got incredibly overwhelmed. And I couldn't even, I mean, I was not sure if I fucked up the tutorial, because the tutorial has like, do this, do that. And then as I kept doing things, it stopped telling me what to do. And I don't know, I probably fucked it up somehow. So you will have to walk me through that one of these days. If possible, that is. If you're down with that. I sure can do, but have to run off now for dinner making. Sure thing, Bronze Tiger. Have a good one. Try to eat healthy, and thank you so very much for stopping by and for raiding. I'll try and take good care of your raiders if they're still around. And other than that, stay awesome and take care. And have a delightful Wednesday. Oh boy. Oni, please bring me a glass of water. Cold water. Yeah. I can't handle this heat. I tried, but I can't. Benoni, what is confusing you so much? I only asked for a glass of water. Shouldn't be that hard to procure, I guess. Or is it gonna be something hard for you to procure, Oni? A simple glass of water for me. Who is straight up not making it. Oh, man. Anonio said no hablo inglés. Well, shit. Well, that makes the situation so much more dire. I guess the only alternative I have is to drink this leftover Coke that we have going on in here. But it's probably hot and not at all good. But that ought to give me the sugar I need to keep on functioning throughout the rest of the stream. Boy, yeah. Anoni says, boy, get up and go get some water from the sink. I can't. The sink is too far away, Oni. And I'm nowhere near the sink. I wish I were closer, but I'm not. And thusly, I can't use my water procuring skills to get it. I mean, I could, but I just don't want to leave. Stop the, like, slap on a be right back and stop the stream to go get water. I'm like, nah, why even? So now here in the Kirnir, we'll have this ghetto. Of her crazy clothing. What is it that you have going on? It's a simple dress. Okay, nothing too crazy, nothing too complex. Oh my dog. Things are happening. And I says, well then put a BRB screen, then go get some water, you beautiful dehydrated bitch. And also you said that 1 of 4 does it to you all the time. Does what? It slaps the BRB screen only to you and leaves you hanging while everyone sees. What? 1 of 4, have you been being mean to Oni again? The goodest, most beautiful of boys have been doing evil things to him. 1 of 4, I thought you were better than that. My dog. the more I stick around, the more I learn about you guys' evil doings. What was I gonna do again? Oh yeah, so I was gonna look for references. I One of our says only isn't even in your streams. Are you sure? Are you like 100% sure? And as a matter of fact, Oni, you had a good idea for references. I decided to look up on Alice in the Wonderland to see what a young British girl would be using as a dress. Like, what sort of dresses would she be wearing? And there's some good references going on, but it also worries me a little bit how much porn of Alice there is if you just look up look up Alice in the Wonderland in Google. The amount of porn that shows up is out of control. Like, duck them. Or not necessarily porn, in fact, but rather the amount of clearly sexualized drawings. Like, ooh, whoopsie, Alice is grown up. Now she has a very big bosom. And she's hanging around in very precarious poses. Oh no! She ran around way too much and now her clothes are tattered. What will poor young Alice do? The poor thing. But yeah, it isn't anything complex or anything crazy. It's pretty much the same thing as before. By the way, this is the reference this time around. Same dress, pretty much. Like everyone's drawing from the same source. When they think, oh, Victorian clothes. How does that go? Doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on. But sure, why not? Also, the Queen of Hearts. Well, there is definitely costume of a Queen of Hearts going on. But it's pretty cool, in fact. Anyway, music. Alice Madness Return soundtrack. Let's hear the whole thing. Anony says you're not allowed to sing in his channel, and one of us says he boycotts them because they're not Neko. What? Then Nathan said that's because you're a lazy boy, not a good boy. What? What are you going on about, Nathan? Anony says Nani Doug. What, Oni? By the way, like I explained already, it's so hot, I'm not thinking straight, so I already forgot everything I said in the past few minutes. So sorry, I don't remember what I said, or who I said it to. If it's not in the chat log, I don't remember what it was or who said it. So I apologize. Also, Neko, you said for some weird reason your internet is 220 megabytes and not 80. That is a lot of megabytes. Is that a bug in the thing, or if you try and download something, it's actually downloading faster? Anyway, I had where is it? I had illustrated an earlier page of the comic where this girl showed up in a fancy dress. I wasn't as fancy as I thought, then never mind. Never mind. And Nani says Neku is just a ship, not a love life. A what? A who? And Neku, you said let you try and download Final Fantasy 15. Sure. Good luck. No, I kinda like the idea of long sleeves though. Kinda fits so very well with the theme. And then you said, let me download the Neku booty pics. So what do you think of the soundtrack, Doug? Oh, thus far, I haven't heard much. I have heard like the introduction song, I think. But thus far, I'm enjoying it. Not sure if I will keep enjoying it afterwards, but thus far, it's good. I keep forgetting that there's so many games out there that have this kind of soundtrack that kind of gives you the Victorian England feel, industrial era feels rather. But I never go after them. I keep completely forgetting that these things even exist. I guess I'm true. I do a lot of prejudice against those things that I don't know or have ever seen. And I shouldn't, because I'm letting a lot of learning opportunities pass me by. And Neko said, Kim, it's downloading at 21 megabytes, so that's more? Because it is possible that your internet provider made a mistake and accidentally upped your internet speed. Because that happened for us as well. To start up with, we had like 50 megabytes internet. Then one day, I think we had 30. Then one day it increased to 60. And then another day it increased to 80, and now it has increased to 120. But we never called them and asked for an increase or anything of the sort. They just increased it, like, randomly. Probably by accident. But what can I say? We're paying the same value and we're getting more internet, so hooray. And Sam says, "Your park. After a long time, the new patch had a lot of stuff. What did you miss? I gave up after a mad puzzle appeared. How has the stream been, peeps? Same as always. Just doing crazy stuff. And also, what game is it that you're even playing, Sam?" That you were playing, rather. And Oni says, "Oh, Neck, your booty pics were corrupted." And Neck says, "Oh, Oni, I have way more. Talk to you in DM." My dog. And Charlie Kins A says, "Is this a wedding scene?" Not quite. No, it's kind of a family portrait. But I'm still kind of working on it. I'm trying to decide a lot of stuff. But also, hello there, Charlie King say, "Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? In this delightfully wonderful Wednesday. Or rather, the day of the weddings." I think I'm gonna go with the sort of high-ish color. And by the way, I changed the soundtrack to Cultist Simulator. To the soundtrack of Cultist Simulator because I have been madly in love with this game the past few days / weeks, and I wanted you guys to hear it. The soundtrack is pretty good and I really like it. And Sam says, but I did actually enjoy the Alice soundtrack. I will keep listening to it later on. It's pretty good. Thanks for the recommendation. Sam says he was playing Secrets of Grindia on Steam. It's an indie game and it's an incredible pixel game, RPG based, and it is like mixing Final Fantasy and Dark Souls. The hard mode is like Dark Souls but worst. And Aki says, "Kim, after you're done with the Alice OST, may you send me some OST for the live?" Sure, please do. And also, hello there, Joshua Grubb. Wolf, afternoon to you. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. What soundtrack do you have for me, Niku? And also, Joshua Grubb, thanks for the follow. Welcome to our K9 pack. I hope you like it here. If you do like it here, tell your friends. And if you don't like it here, please tell me. That's so I can do something about it. And if you don't, and if you don't either like or dislike, then, well then tell one of the other peeps in here. They're delightfully delicious peeps. Neku, thank you for the music. Let's hear that one that you have sent instead of the one that I had playing. Welcome to Animal Crossing Rainy Day Team. Holy shit, 1 hour loop. I mean, why not? Okay, let's stop it. The reason why I changed the soundtrack from the one that was playing before is because I needed a more upbeat, more exciting soundtrack because I was almost falling asleep. Because of the heat, of me being tired, and because of the super chill soundtrack, I need a more, more exciting soundtrack in my life. I need music, I need something to make me feel alive. Anyway. Joshua says, you're a British Durgan. Oh my dog. Just what we needed. Welcome to the stream. It's always nice to meet more. To meet people from the United Kingdoms. Also my dog, I increased the volume a little bit too much. And 104 says, OMG, Rainy Day Love, that one so much. It's the best of the best songs in existence. I don't doubt it. But it's way too relaxing for what I'm doing right now. I'm afraid. And Neku said that that's your relaxing song. 104 says it's one. Oh, I already read that. And Tanner Fox says Persona 5. It could work, yes. I was kind of looking also for a kind of a song that is reminiscing of Victorian era London, and because that's the inspiration I'm taking here to do this drawing. So I wanted music that had kind of that vibe. So let's see how that goes. And Nathan says this is energetic. Let's see that. What is this? Diggy Diggy Hole. Is this copyrighted? Because if it is, I can't play this. Might be, might not be, who knows. And then it says, Doug, I got a riddle. What is yours but people use it more than you do? My name? I guess? I would guess. And Sam says, alright, I'll refer to you as Mr. Joshua. And Joshua says, it's cold here in the UK. Oh, lucky you. Over here is horribly hot. Like 30 something degrees Celsius. And we're having an overcast day, so the heat has... So the heat is kind of lingering heat from the previous days. Which sucks. And also the air humidity is off the charts. Pretty hot. And Neki says, dig dig joy, poi poi, vem brincar comigo. What? Oh, Neki, come on, come on, come on. And Tanner Fox's Dishonored soundtrack. I don't remember what the Dishonored soundtrack is like, but maybe that's worth checking out. Let's do it. And oh, my doggy right, says Oni. And one of us says Oni's Busey is the answer. What? And Sam, what song is this? It's a song that Nathan has posted suggested. I don't know what's up with this song, but it is energetic. in the end. So kudos for that. And Joshua, my dog, that's a lot of emotes, so many known faces, so many unknown faces. Like, oh my god, who's that? The Zip Silly Girl, Keno Foxy, I don't know that person, but that's a Kid Locked emote. I know Kid, and Funky J. Don't know that one person either. And Sam says, "Oh my dog, Mr. Joshua has so many emojis." And one of course says, "Icon has link." For what? The music? Sure, why not? There you go. Dig your holes. Do whatever you want with them. This honored soundtrack. Whoa, it's 40 minutes. It's pretty short. Posted by Soundtrack Video Game. It says La Soundtrack du Jour des Honorés. Well, that's slow rising music. Let's see if it's good or not. Also, these hands are incredibly out of control. I'll have to fix them later. And I'll also open up back my reference for this dress wearing guerrero, because this is it. I was mighty confused as to what the heck even is her clothes. I think that the thing I'm most excited about is the painting part, because it's been forever since I last did a cover for one of the comics. Because the way I color the covers is completely different from the way I color the comics. If you go back and watch out the... if you go back and look at the previous covers I have done for my comics, you will see that I try to hide the line art for most of the drawing, that so only some line art remains, and most of the rest of the line art is hidden. Oh wow, Tanner Fox, the Dishonored soundtrack is kinda ominous and kinda sinister. Not sure what's going on with this soundtrack. So this is the actual book spine. This is the book. I don't know why I hid this. Tracing is so good. So much easier, so much faster. Which will actually go and come up with an original thing. But Douglas, isn't tracing bad? Of course it is bad. That's why you don't trace a thing and leave it like that. You trace it as a reference and then you go and kind of remix it. You use the tracing as a reference point, not as the final product. Especially because everyone else is gonna have a different head, so the fuck even. And you youngy boy, I would assume you will need to have some clothes of your own going on. Because I decided to change the way this picture is originally. A lot of other things also changed, such as how much of you we can see based on this picture. And my dog, Nikolai McClellan. Hello and welcome to the stream, and thank you so very much for these delicious hosts. How are you doing? How's it going with you this day, this Wednesday? Oni says not a riddle. What is so delicate that when you say the name, it's broken? And Sam said that silence is the answer, and Nathan says that this is a well-known riddle, Oni. And Sam says, I can be the sun, I can be sand, I can be a bird. Answer yours. I don't know. And then it says, what's warm like the summer sun and heats like a blazing fire but doesn't burn? Oni, Sam, have I not spent? I mean, you weren't here, Sam, so that's fair. So that's unfair to you. But Oni, haven't I spent the entire stream today complaining about how I can't think straight because of how hot it is today? I'm already using a lot of my mental capacities to focus on drawing and answering the chat, and you're throwing more shit on me. Come on, Oni, I can't handle all this. I wish I could, but I can't. I cannot. And Nikolai, you say you're doing good. Thanks for asking. Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for answering as well. Bleh. Bleh, says the Count. So, I'm not even gonna bother trying to answer you guys' riddles. Sorry, but I am in no condition to do that. I hope you guys understand. And also, I don't very much care for riddles. Never did, never will. Also, maybe there's a problem with this pose to begin with. Like right hand side boy, his pose is kinda wonky, because the idea here is that he's resting his hand on a chair that they are sitting on, but I haven't gotten to drawing this chair, so theoretically it doesn't exist yet. Where is the Papa Man? There he is. So you're wearing nothing spectacular, just a blazer. That should do it. Where is the reference picture for that again? It's not this one, it's this one. It's a blazer, a vest, and a shirt, and wristwatches and shit. Yeah, sure. I can handle. Sam says when the stream is close to the end, you reveal the answer, unless Mr. Douglas demands the answer. What? Failed to save file. What? What the fuck? Okay, that is a new error. I've never seen this happening before. An error to save file. How weird. And how scary as well. But I solved it. And I solved it by telling the program to save again. It wasn't incredibly difficult altogether. And Tiger says, "Oh no, what's wrong, Tiger?" But congratulations for figuring Sam's riddle out, Oni. See, you're the smart boy here. You're the one who deserves all the kibble. After all. Theoretically, that is. Because I don't have kibble with which to reward you. So, pretend that you have been awarded kibble for solving the riddle. Not from me, but from someone else. Someone who has the kibble to give you. They awarded you the kibble. But just pretend, because no one actually awarded you any kibble, and no one will. Just pretend. Pretending is the name of the game. And now, this is the part where we start remixing. Pretend that this canvas is a turntable, and these reference pictures are discs. And then I'm gonna go and do a scratch by going whip 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 whip. And then there you go. The entire thing has been remixed, and a new drawing has arose from this remix. drawing in which I mixed up a lot of references and do a lot of changes, that so in the end it's an entirely different drawing. Or not entirely different, but different enough that you can't tell where it came from. And that is the gist, pretty much, of doing this. I could have done this without, without tracing over these pictures. I could have used them as a more radical reference, like a more visual reference, and kind of draw it on my own. But the end result would be more or less the same, except that the time it would take me to achieve it by the more manual method would have been much greater. If I'm gonna achieve the same result, might as well go with the thing that takes less time. And Sam says, after the stream you have to get help to solve the math puzzle. What is the math puzzle, Sam? Neku says, whoop whoop whoop. And Nathan says, are you listening to sleepy music again? This is Dishonored soundtrack. I thought it was gonna be more, more exciting than this. Apparently it isn't exciting at all. So there you go, take more of this music here. It's not as sleepy. And then it says the bird confused you, but it came to fruition. What's his quotes again? It's by the way, this is the this music here is from the Cultist Simulator, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Nathan said, you make you sleepy too. Ah, I'm sorry Nathan, I didn't mean to make you sleepy by playing sleepy music and by being boring, but I'll try it. I'll try and keep it up for this remainder hour of the stream. So this is the soundtrack for a game called Cultist Simulator. It's there's this guy called Alexis something, I forgot the rest of his name, but he pretty much back in 2009, I guess 2008, 2009, he came up with this entire browser game. I guess I'm not sure if lots of you ever played browser games, but there was this browser game called Echo Bazaar. Eventually got rebranded as Fallen London, but it's Echo Bazaar. And Echo Bazaar was a bizarre game where the idea is that London had sunken into the earth, and then all sorts of eldritch creatures started inhabiting Fallen London with them, and weird stuff started happening. It was very kinda... it had a lot of gothic themes. But that's fine. The idea is that the comic, I mean not the comic, sorry. The browser game was all text based. There was a lot of text going on, and that was that. But the text was very well written, like incredibly well written, and it had a lot of weird ways that they used to Alexis used to write things out, but it was very interesting. Like the way he wrote and said things, the adjectives he decided to use, lots of quaint, almost archaic words were being used constantly. And the idea is that he made the entire Fallen Echo Bazaar browser game because he wanted to create a kind of a storytelling system that was based on cards and states and whatnot and conditions. So he created this story Nexus and eventually released it to the public all the way back in 2011. It didn't work out at all, and not a whole lot of people looked up to it and decided to try out and make their own games with it. I don't know if it's still available. If it is, you should check it out. If it isn't, at least check out Fallen London. It's pretty good, pretty interesting. And then he decided to go ahead and do something else, another game. So he went and made the game called Sunless Sea. You guys have probably seen or heard of that one. It was on Steam a while ago. It still is on Steam, but it's pretty out there. And then that's to make that game. He kind of partnered up with the people who helped him on the Sunless Seas on the Echo Bazaar era, and both of them made the Sunless Seas together, and then apparently he decided, you know what, I'm gonna go and do my own thing now. I want to change airs. So he left the company that he made himself, founded a new company apparently, and created another game on his own. Oh, he and this other girl whose name I forgot. They made this game here called the Cultist Simulator, which is another card text-based game, and it's really deep, like incredibly goddamn deep, and pretty amazing as well, I gotta say. The story, the writing is top-notch. Because if you guys have a little bit of time, make sure to check this one out. But the thing I find the most interesting about this game is how him managed to go and convince, or well, either convince or pay these very, very talented group of musicians, like this duo of composers, to go and make music for them. And they made the music for Fallen London, then they made music for Sunless Seas. I think they also made music for Sunless Skies, which is a prequel or sequel to Sunless Sea, I'm not sure. And this duo, they composed this music, and apparently they also have had a lot of high profile other projects in their portfolio. So dog damn, he really went and hired some real good musicians to compose the soundtrack. And this is the soundtrack you're listening to right now, the soundtrack for Cultist Simulator. The idea of Cultist Simulator, by the way, in case you got your interest piqued, I hope you guys did at least, is that Cultist Simulator is this it's more or less of this idea of a story. You're in the 1920s you're kind of just minding your own business, scraping by to live, and then suddenly and somehow you come across occult scraps and books and something. Someone kinda gives you their journals and their writings on occult stuff. Like, this person was close to uncovering some occult truth of the world, and they perished before they could do anything with it. So they leave you their scraps. There's also many other starting places for the game, most of which involves you coming across someone's studies of the supernatural somehow. And then the idea is that now that you have those things and your curiosity has been piqued, and you think, oh, this thing promises me everlasting life, power, glory, and all those things, maybe I can get those things if I study this. And then you start to study those occult truths, and you learn that there is some fact to these. There is actually occult forces at work in the world, and if you keep playing the game for another 15-ish hours, you'll get to form a cult and become a cultist and worship eldritch beings and discover discover many things. And in general, it's a kind of a acquired taste to go and play this game. It's not for everyone. A lot of people will find that the game style to be incredibly boring because of all the reading that you're doing and very little shooting that you may be doing as well, because it's not an action game, it's a reading text and cards game. And it's very slow paced, but it's a very interesting experience. And now it says gotta jump to your second job, and you're barred from reporting to your second day job as being Seth's mod. Oh my dog. How did it go, Oni? And Echo says Cultist Simulator, it's fun, but you gotta train a lot. That is true. You gotta do a lot of training and learning on how to run a cult in Cultist Simulator. But it's a fun game. But I think that the reason why I think it's such a great game is the writing. The writing in it is amazing, and if you guys check out the writing for Cultist Simulator, you will fall in love with it. And that was all just an entry point for me to say that, to explain what the game is and why I love its music. It's very good music. It fits the theme of the game, and when you're playing quote unquote the game, you really will find that the music fits perfectly. Anyway, Oni says, good, be in the cult of the Bernese mountain popper, praise you. It's not that they praise you per se, you praise some sort of eldritch truth. There's I don't know how many, but there's a few eldritch truths you can pursue. And on you said also, praise you, sacrifice kibble. Is that your way of getting free food, Oni? because I'm not 100% sure I approve of your methods. Okay, now that I have the bodies sketched, now it's time to sketch the heads. And then the ominous figures in the background, and we will have this entire cover sketched out. Also, before we keep going, I wanna check out and see if I can find some crazy delicious music in here. And Donald says, Oni, so that's what you are. And it says, and reward you with pure virgin elder stags, and yes, you're Bernese mountain doggo. 104 says you have a headache. Do Wind Waker, that has a nice soundtrack. Oh, if we're gonna be doing Zelda soundtrack, I would be doing Breath of the Wild. But I like Persona. It's cute and gives me nice memories. And Oni says your throat hurts and your butt hurts. And 104 says Oni's is stag trampling dicks are making his holes hurt. And Nathan says, I tried to make sketch looking on your models. Little Victorian looking buildings, hard but funny work. Really? How is it how is it funny, Nathan? Because that sounds like delightful work. I mean, I don't doubt that it would be funny and or weird somehow, but I don't know exactly how. And Naku says you want to play Persona 5, and Ree says you. Have you never played Persona 5? Naku? Have you not? It's an amazing game and you should have. Have you never even watched a gameplay or something? Like watched a streamer play it or something? Or have you purposefully avoided it to play it yourself? Because I do remember I kinda tried. When the game had just released, I watched a lot of streams of people playing the game because I wanted to see how it went, but I purposefully avoided any English streamers. I was watching just the Japanese people stream the game because I kept seeing the game and I was like, oh, cool, dope, that's the game, but I can't understand shit because it's all in Japanese. and that made me happy because I didn't get spoiled at all. Every jump that came was a surprise, except, you know, the characters joining the party, because it's like, oh my dog, will this character join my party? I mean, no doy. They're in the cover because they show up. Of course they're gonna join your party. Oh wow, that looks quite good, Nathan. Look at them. It looks like a very stylized photography. Oh damn, that looks nice. How did you do that? Now I wanna know. And Donald says, Oni, is it because of the not safe for work art you posted, the Tumblr shut down? And Eka says, you don't have a PS3/PS4/PS5, you want to play yourself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think that Persona is a game that you experience best by playing yourself, without outside involvement. And Donodakis, I mean, Oni says, no, Dono, you have a stag husband Doug shipped you with. I didn't. You're the one who did. God damn it, Oni, stop telling people that I did stuff when I did nothing. You're the one who shipped yourself with Theodore. The only thing I did, if anything, was to enable it. When you wanted to ship Theodore, I didn't say no. Maybe I should have, but I didn't, so now it's too late. And Neko, you say that you know Nico Futaba's is a story, but that's the only thing. How did you get to learn her story without learning anything else from the game? But sure. And Nathan, you said that. Oh, fuck! I started playing a lot of things I shouldn't. Nathan, you said that Persona 4 is better than Persona 5, and I'm inclined to agree with you somewhat. I'm not wholly gonna agree with you, but I do hold Persona 4 in a special place in my heart because it was the first Persona game I ever played in my life, and it will always be special to me. And also, maybe perhaps the first RPG that I ever completed. With it being like 100 so many hours long, because before that I had never completed a game that took more than 10 hours to complete. So yeah, Persona 4 does hold a special place in my heart, and I absolutely love the setting, the characters, the everything. So yeah, I might be inclined to agree with you that Persona 4 is somewhat-ish better than Persona 5. How does her hair work again? Back to the references. Okay, she has a bland-ass hair. I had forgotten how bland her hair is. Okay. Fair enough. And Donald says, no problem, man. It's all in the creative fun and laughs. And only says Persona 3 Fest is better. Never played Persona 3 Fest. I played the PSP Persona 3, which didn't have the festival part. Anyway, Neko says friends wanting to talk about her. You have shitty friends, Neko. I wanted to talk a lot of Persona 5 things with people, but I didn't have anyone to talk with because nobody had played the game thus far. So I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to spoil the adventure for anyone. And I waited months and months to do that edit that I made about Haru on the cover, where I removed her from the cover altogether. Anyway, Oni says it hit you in the feels harder than 3. I never played Festival, so I wouldn't know. But from what I have heard and seen, I guess it would. Nikolai says, Oni, I will pay you kibbles and nibbles if you be a lewd boy. My dog, Nikolai. A nice Doryu emotes, I didn't know he had those going on. I have to check out his stuff later. Tanner Fox says Persona 5 was really good for the newcomers that couldn't get around the turn-based mechanic. Huh? What? Persona 5 is turn-based. What the hell are you going on about? But yeah. Persona 5 is good as in... It was the first Persona game that was kind of developed and published kind of like its own thing. Thus far, every other Persona game was marketed as a Shin Megami Tensei game, and Persona 5 was the first game that kind of held its own without being like, hey, I'm a spin-off, actually. And it kind of helped cement Persona's brand outside of the Japan. Yes, the Japan. Because until then, Persona was just big in Japan, and Persona 4, 3 and 4. 3 was, 4 maybe was kind of a little bit more disconcerting about this. Because Persona is such a Japanese game, and it's all about slice of life almost. So everyone has these pleasantries and things they do that are so Japanese, like calling people Sam and things. And those things didn't get cut in translation, they are there. So it must have felt weird for a lot of people. Which probably helped turn some away. But it also kind of found an audience, but a lot of people didn't get to play the older Personas because of how hard it is to get a system that runs them. Until, of course, they got around Persona 5, which was out and available for the most recent consoles. But I don't know. I guess that the best Persona to introduce someone to the series is probably Persona 3. Because Persona 3, even though it doesn't have the best starting story, it's very bland. It is the one that has the fastest start in the entire series. Persona 4 opening takes like 3 hours. For the first 3 hours you're stuck on a rail, seeing how things go until shit goes down, and you're finally free and allowed to go and do stuff. Like, now you get to choose what you want to do. And Persona 5 also suffers from being too on rails with its opening. But Persona 3 has the best, I mean not the best, but the fastest opening sequence, so people get a little bit of backstory, I mean a little bit of story all together, and then there they are playing the game already, making decisions and doing things. Neko, you said it's okay they asked your permission, but they still suck as people. I hate them. Tiger says Persona 5 is quite fun. It is. I love it. I seriously considered replaying it when someone suggested I play it again on the stream. And Oni says, choke me, Daddy Neko. My dog stuff you with your baby batter and give you salty surprises. Oni, don't. And Neko says you never finished PS4 Golden, Persona 4 Golden, and you still have it on your PS Vita. Have you ever finished Persona 4 altogether? Like, do you know the story? And then he says you want to have a Bernese mountain lion with Daddy Neko. My dog. The things the both of you get into. Maybe she could have smaller hands. I've been, ever since I laid eyes in this picture, I've had the feeling that she has too big hands, or too fat fingers at least. And I've been thinking, no, it's too big. But maybe it's because I haven't finished drawing everything else. Now that I have, I feel like her hands are still too big. There you go, you get smaller hands. Now let's sketch the buoys. And man, the worst part of it all, I mean, worst quote-unquote part of it all, is that this week I'm not doing just the cover. I'm doing the cover, but also I'm gonna spend my free time also working on this week's pages, which I still have to go and do. I have to finish planning them altogether. I mean, I already finished planning, now I have to do the layouts. Once I have the layouts done, I can go and start digital sketching the entire thing. Problem is that for this specific sets of pages, I'm gonna need a lot of references for things that I have that I don't have. Like, I will need buildings and vehicles and things that I don't have sketched or planned. So I'll have to plan all of them in a single go, pretty much. There's only one thing that I have planned, and it barely ever shows up. It's kind of weird. And Nani says, I can't leave my fans down, Doug. If they wanna see the Lewd Oni Boy, they gotta see the whole shebang. And don't judge, you know how Lewd Oni keeps you on your toes. Maybe. And Tiger, yeah, if you just type in the exclamation quote command, it will return a random quote. That's apparently a quote from when I was playing XCOM 2 and was incredibly stressed. Or do like Oni said and type in exclamation mark, quote, and the number of the quote to see a specific quote such as Oni no. And Nikolai says, praise the almighty Lewd Daddy Oni-sama. Is that the gist of it, Oni? Are you so lewd that they have become dead? Just like that. I'm not unique. Maybe I'm not here at all. Oh man, Persona's musics are so out of control. Because no matter which Persona music you get, like any Persona music from any game in the series, like take or pick whichever of the 5 ones that they have, and pick any music that has vocals. You could live your entire life thinking that those vocals are in Japanese until you pay a little attention and listen to the music while reading lyrics, and then you realize, oh no, they are actually in English. What do you even know? But depending on how bad your hearing is, you can totally play, watch, listen to these music songs and think that they're in Japanese or whatever. And then you say you don't know, they're just lewd adoring subjects. What? And Tiger says, thanks Sony. And Nathan says, Japanese are good in karaoke culture, they sing a lot in English. Well, not that you say so. I guess that they do. I never stopped to think about that. But if anything, it just makes my argument even. Just proves my point, pretty much. If they sing a lot of English songs, they should have a better spoken English. Because the way they sing those English words in the songs hardly makes it feel like English. You could easily mistake it for Japanese. but anyway. At least they sing. The Japanese sing better in English than an English person would sing in Japanese. That much, I'm sure of. Get an average English-speaking person and tell them to sing any Japanese song, they will flop very hard, like incredibly hard. And then he says, "Au, it's time to say our farewells." Is it already? We still have 5 minutes in the stream. I think. And now the coke I drank earlier has taken effect, and now I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm not low-key dying anymore. And Neko says, every time you hear the "Au," you think someone's subbed. Oh, if only. I could use more subwoofers, but alas, that is not my destiny. People don't want to subwoof to me. Except those of you who did. Those of you who did are awesome, but everyone else is like, nah. And I don't know why. It is a mystery. One that I'll never truly understand. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I completely forgot how to draw heads. So this is taking a while longer. How to draw canine heads, that is. And Nikolai says, don't go, Daddy Oni-sama. But we all have to go, truly. I mean, it's more as in the stream will end. And I will be going, but since you guys have decided to stick around mostly for watching my stream, and I won't be here anymore, you guys won't have a reason to flock to this specific place, but you guys can go and keep on conversing and socializing anywhere else, truly, such as the Discord. Or through PMs. But Discord PMs, not Twitch PMs. Those are weird. And only weird people use Twitch PMs. And Nathan, you said that you do not have a problem with understand Japanese singing in English. I do. But it's mostly that I have a problem understanding most spoken anything in any language, so it's more of a thing with me. And then he says, I'm your subwoofer. What? My dog, only are you gonna subwoof Chunek as well? And yes, Tenor Fox, that is a quote that has actually happened. that has a nice story to it, in fact. I mean, I think it's a nice story, most of you might disagree, in fact. It's mostly that on we were building a city in city's skyline. Then it was going a-okay, things were going great, very fantastic. Then I bought the DLC that allows you to conjure disasters. Like, you can have floods or earthquakes or tornadoes or whatever. And you can conjure any disaster at any given time. And when we went on and had some fun with those disasters. But before I had that expansion, if you don't have the expansion, you can't conjure disasters. You have to do that by hand, and that's what I tried to do. I built a there was the city, and the river crossed the middle of the city, and what I did was build a gigantic wall that stopped the river flow. So all the water in the river started flowing into the city, and everyone started drowning. And then, well, there were a lot of floating cars going on, and I assumed they were dead. That's why, that's where that quote comes from. Why are there so many dead bodies in here? And I don't know how to do it, but I wish the quote system had a way of saying who added the quote, because theoretically I think anyone can add quotes. If I'm not mistaken, any one of you can go and add a quote, but it doesn't says who added the quote. So once the quote is there, it's pretty much guesswork to figure out who added it. Or why, even. And there we have it. Thank you guys so very much for showing up today. I have to announce that this stream is over. So before we truly actually go, I just want to give a last heads up. For those of you who haven't picked up the very beginning, the idea here is that I want to have a family portrait of these characters, 5 characters. I'm still going to draw the heads of these last 3 characters here on the left. It's supposed to feel kind of like a Victorian era family portrait with the characters kind of sitting down in a line. But then we're gonna have these 2 ominous human characters here in the back, feeling kind of like aliens or something. And this is gonna be the cover. Let me throw this back on in here. And this is gonna be the cover for the first chapter of The Interdictor, which is the comic I'm working on right now, and you can read it if you go to my Patreon and start supporting me through Patreon. But anyway, the stream is over. My dog. Thank you guys for showing up and for having fun. I don't know if you guys did actually have fun, but I hope you guys did. And if you did, thank you. It's great to know that you guys enjoyed yourselves. And then you said an artist must suffer, that's why you need pain. There's a reason, it's called painting. Not really, but anyway. Note, 99% of quotes are Oni's doing. 1% is everyone else. That is actually true, Oni. That is very true. And Tiger, thanks so very much for that. Ooh, and Nathan, thanks for saying bye. Thank you for being here. And thusly, another Wednesday goes by. But that doesn't mean that the fun has to be over. Make sure you guys go out to the Discord to keep chatting and keep the conversation going after the stream is over. And also go and check out one of our many delicious friends. Seth is playing some Monster Hunter World. And apparently it's back with more shenanigans. So if you guys are into Seth, well, I mean, into the person that is Seth, like their personality and stuff, or if you're into Monster Hunter World, make sure to go check her out and have fun on their stream and tell them that Doug sent you. And in case you guys decide to go off and do something else, then have a delightful Wednesday. See you later, everyone. Goodbye.